Hey CrossFit Inguz, Saturday's workout is gone in 60 seconds. We've got 3 rounds for time of 40 dumbbell reverse lunges, 30 alternating dumbbell power snatch, and 20 burpees. Now every minute on the minute, we're going to complete 20 double unders. This includes the start of the workout. At 3, 2, 1, go, we're going to start with those 20 dumbbell unders, and then whatever time we have remaining in that minute, we're going to chip away through those 3 rounds of lunges, power snatches, and burpees. At the top of every minute, we're going to stop where we are and complete those 20 double unders. That number should be something that we're fairly confident in completing unbroken each and every time. If not, we can scale down the number, or maybe we cap ourselves at 20 seconds before moving on. Some modifications for today. If we're using a barbell, we're going to complete a front rack reverse lunge and a power snatch in place of the 2 dumbbell movements. Our weight on the barbell, or the dumbbell for that matter, should be something that's fairly light, something that we can cycle for 20 plus reps when fresh. We want to be able to hold on for big sets since we don't have a lot of time before we have to go back to those double unders. If we're not doing double unders in today's workout, we can scale with 30 singles or 30 toe taps to our dumbbell or another object on the floor. There's a couple different ways to approach this workout. The first is to maintain a steady and controlled speed throughout the workout, which is going to maximize the amount of time that we spend accumulating reps. The second approach would be to work at a higher intensity, but to include some rest at the end of each round. So maybe we're working until 50 seconds on the clock, leaving us 10 seconds to rest and transition before going back to those double unders. Whatever approach we choose, we want to put ourselves in a position where we can attack those double unders at the top of each minute and get back to accumulating the reps through our 3 rounds. In today's warm-up, we're going to alternate between 30 seconds of single unders and 30 seconds of another dynamic stretch. We're only going to show the single unders once, but just know that after each set of that stretching movement, we're going back to that 30 seconds of singles. So at the start, after completing 30 seconds of single unders, we're going to do an active Spider-Man. Stepping that foot out, reaching up to the sky each time, alternating our legs for 30 seconds. After another set of singles, we're going to go back to an active Samson this time. So stepping out into that lunge, pushing the hips forward, getting a good hip flexor stretch, alternating legs each time. Another set of single unders followed by 30 seconds of mountain climbers. Now cycle those feet in and back, trying to get our knee to our elbow. Another set of single unders, and then we're going to stand it up and do 30 seconds of reverse lunges. Stepping back, just like we're going to do in the workout today, we want to have that back knee kiss, and then come back up to a standing position. After another set of single unders, we're going to go to frog hops, which is essentially the bottom half of the burpee without the push-up. So we're jumping those feet in to replace our hands. We don't have to stand up all the way. We want to just hop those feet in and back. One last set of single unders, and then we're going to finish with 30 seconds of slow burpees. Just nice and controlled here. We don't have to do a ton of reps. Just trying to get warmed up for our burpees in the workout today. For our dumbbell reverse lunges today, there's a couple different ways that we can hold that dumbbell. One option is going to be to place it on our shoulder. This is likely going to be the most efficient option, but it will take a little bit longer to get into. Now, rather than wasting time trying to switch shoulders within the set, consider switching each time you pick up the dumbbell from the floor. The other option would be to hold it in a goblet style, so nice and close to the chest with the elbows pinned. Same thing applies, we're stepping back into those lunges, having our back knee touch, and we want to keep our chest up nice and tall. If we're working with a barbell today, we're going to do these as a front rack reverse lunge. So just like a front squat, we want to get a nice loose fingertip grip so that we can keep those elbows up, and then stepping back into that lunge just like we do with the dumbbell. The more that we can keep our elbows up, the more our chest is going to be upright, just like a front squat. For our dumbbell power snatch today, the dumbbell is going to start between the feet with both heads touching, and we're going overhead in one fluid motion. We want to be explosive as we jump that weight overhead, and finish with our arm locked out and that bicep nice and tight to the ear. Now, because we have a limited amount of time to work within each minute today, how we alternate arms is going to matter. So right now, Kate is showing the version where we're switching on the floor, which is going to be the slowest but most controlled option. A better, faster option would be to switch in midair. So once she finishes that snatch overhead, she's going to drop it to her next hand before going into that next rep. This is going to be much faster, but it does take a little bit more coordination and strength to be able to pull off. Now somewhere in the middle would be to bring the dumbbell down from an overhead position to the shoulder and then dump it into our other hand as we go overhead. Again, this is going to be a little bit more controlled than dropping from overhead, but also a little bit faster than switching on the ground. So play with these options today and try and find something that's going to work for you to maximize your reps. Now, if we're working with a barbell, again, we want this weight to be light, something that we can cycle for 20 plus reps when fresh. The bar is starting from the ground, and again, we're going overhead just like we do with the dumbbell. For cycling this bar, as the bar comes down, think about keeping it close just like we do on the way up, so that we can efficiently cycle that bar for big sets within that minute of work. Our pacing on the burpees today is likely going to depend on what our strengths are. So if conditioning is your strong suit, you may want to push the pace a little bit more on the burpees, trying to be as efficient as possible and getting as many done as you can within that time period. If you're more comfortable with the weighted movements, then we might want to slow that pace down a little bit on the burpees and try to keep our heart rate down so that you can push the pace when you get to the lunges and the power snatches. At the top of each and every minute, we're going to stop what we're doing and complete 20 double unders. Again, this should be a number that we're very comfortable completing unbroken, as we don't have a lot of time for trip-ups. One thing to say about the double unders is when you finish that set of 20, make sure you neatly place the rope down on the floor so that you don't have to fumble with it picking it up off the ground when you come back to it for that next set. Now, if we don't have double unders, we're going to scale with either 30 singles or 30 toe taps to our dumbbell on the floor. Each time your toe touches the dumbbell, that counts as a rep. We're doing 30 reps total.